WMMS.
Boy, when I had read that Mike Bloomberg had already spent $100 million in television and radio advertising, he kind of came into the thing late and then figured he would just blanket the landscape with advertising. Mm-hmm. I had heard about that, and then all of a sudden started to see all the television commercials. Mm-hmm. We're running nonstop Mike Bloomberg commercials because he spent all his time, he's running them in Spanish. Because you got to, right?
Mike Bloomberg, la fuerza para enfrentar a Trump con un récord que confirma su compromiso con nosotros.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Dude, sounds like he's barely awake. Like, somebody ought to tell him at the very least, bro, like...
They woke him up from a nap.
Yeah, kind of step it up a little bit, you know?
Bloomberg.
I mean, you know...
Like, I'm Mike Bloomberg.
I approve a message. What is it? There's a message.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a dynamic orator. You know, but I mean, if you want people to believe that you're have a vision for something, you get in there and go, I approve that, man, you're goddamn right, I approve this message.
Orders are my favorite place to go at the zoo. They're so cute. They float on their back and they have their little bellies.
Yeah. They are dynamic orders. Orders at the zoo?
Oh, yeah. Thank you to everybody, by the way, who sent me the recipe for ice water. I do appreciate that. There was a little bit of confusion before the break. Hey, Randy.
How you doing, bud?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right, how you doing, Red?
I think that's me. Hi.
You and Red.
Hey, I would assume so. Hey, Poundcake, what's up? This might be common knowledge in the service industry, but I just found out the other day that when you tip on your debit card or credit card, that the server you're actually tipping to does not get the whole the whole amount that you tip. They only get a percentage. Is this something new, or is this...
No, anytime you use a credit card, they're so polite in Japan, by the way, that because anytime you pay with a credit card or a debit card, that credit card company gets a cut of it, right?
Right.
So in Japan, they're so polite that anytime somebody pays with a credit card, they apologize to the person taking the card because they know they don't get all the money.
But that doesn't affect the server's tips. That affects the restaurant's sales.
What the restaurant gets.
Yes, that doesn't affect what the server gets.
I was told at a bartender at Zeppi's here in Cleveland that if you tip, say you tip $10, on the little slip, you write in the price and then you add the tip and then you put the total. If you tip $10, that the server only gets like a percentage. So out of $10, she would only get like $7.50.
I don't think so. No. The credit card cut comes out of the restaurant's take.
Yeah, it doesn't come out of the
wrong
tip.
Is what essentially.
I think. I mean, I've never heard that.
I've
before,
never heard it. I've worked in it a long time.
When she said this, so I started tipping in cash because of that. You
well,
know?
She probably just wants you to tip in cash so she doesn't have to claim it.
Yeah.
Everybody prefers that you tip in cash, and I try to tip in cash whenever I can.
Under the table.
Playing a little trick on the government, you know?
Take that, Uncle Samuel. All right, thank you, Randy.
Hey, no problem.
All right, man. There's Randy. Speaking of money, I've got $1,000 for you in about 3 minutes here. Now, will you have to pay taxes on that?
Not if it's the only $1,000 you make the whole year.
Yeah, I don't even know. There's simply no way to know if that's the case. By the way, a lot of people did mention to me that Friends thing that they put together for HBO Max is in fact just a reunion special. An unscripted 1-hour reunion special that all of them have signed on to.
They're just going to get together and hang out?
And each one of them are going to make between $3 and $4 million. Oh my God. For doing
1 hour. Unscripted. They just show up.
So HBO Max, because they're trying to roll out and they need a lot of eyeballs, and they spent tens of millions of dollars on the Friends catalog.
Oh, probably $100 million.
Probably, yeah. They figure, what's 24 million more or whatever it is. So yeah, it's going to be a 1 hour thing for HBO Max. It'll be kind of the 25th anniversary of Friends, which premiered in September of '94. I remember at the time the little behind-the-scenes info. The Ellen sitcom had premiered in the spring, but it was originally called These Friends of Mine. But when they renewed it, they changed the name because they didn't want people confusing it with Friends on NBC, different network. It's a little nerd alert for you.
There you go.
So, yeah, they're going to spend about $20 million to get all of the Friends people, I guess just to sit in,
and just reminisce.
why would you not
Right.
Why would you not take $3 million to sit in a comfy chair for 60 minutes and just talk about making the show?
Talk to your friends and oh my goodness.
Remember how fun that was and how much money we made? And sometimes we're like, oh, I'm mad at you, but mostly it was good. And Chandler would almost die on drugs all the time. That was fun.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Cocaine?
No, painkillers.
Painkiller.
Painkiller.
Pill popping.
You could always tell whether Matthew Perry was in an ebb or a flow, because when he was in rehab, he'd get fat. And when he was popping pills, he'd get real thin. And so however you saw him, you're like, oh, I hope if he put on a couple lbs, you're like,
He's
That's
doing
good.
great.
doing okay. Yeah, and then you'd
Little
see
doughy.
him all gaunt. But again, this is one of these things where these people don't need the money. So HBO Max in no way wanted to part with this cash, but they wanted to make this happen. So last anybody heard of this, it wasn't happening because they were so far apart on money. These people go, this is what we want to do. I mean, you figure the last
It's
season...
tons of advertising for them. Even if people don't tune in for that, just being aware of the HBO Max product
That's right.
is what's happening because of this.
I mean, the last year of the show, they were making $1 million apiece.
An episode.
An episode.
An episode.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So they're like, you're going to have to do...
And there was like more than 2 episodes.
That's crazy.
There were 7 episodes of Friends. That's why when people say, oh, I binged Friends, I go, yeah, that's 3.5 hours. Big deal.
Good for you.
Good for you. Wish
You
I had
a
that kind of
Saturday
time.
afternoon.
Yeah. Some friend of mine.
I like Friends.
Me too.
Funny show.
Oh, yeah? All right. It's never my go-to, but I have sent the Poundcake version over to HBO Max, and I'm waiting to hear from them. Yeah. I have yet to hear from Warner Brothers or anyone associated with HBO Max, but I expect full well, Poundcake, that we will probably get
Strike a deal.
I think we'll similarly get between $3 and $4 million.
Who was that
Counting
that
on
sang that song?
The Rembrandts.
The Rembrandts.
Yep, they were trying to have a career, and they just, by virtue of whatever, that's the best known song they ever did. Because they had a couple.
It was a radio hit because of that, though.
Yeah, but the Rembrandts had a couple of songs on the radio about that same time, I think, and they were trying to get those songs off the ground.
Were they influenced by the painter or the toothpaste?
It's hard to say. I don't know. I think that the painter predates the toothpaste.
You think, though. You know, you can't prove it.
There's no way to know.
You can't prove it.
You cannot prove it. Right. The Rembrandts are best known for the song I'll Be There For You, which was used as the main scene. Think about that. Oh, yeah, the Rembrandt, the Friends guys. They're like, we had a career. We were making albums and songs and Just the Way It Is, Baby. Do you remember that song? It was on the radio.
Absolutely
Just
not.
The way it is, baby.
No.
You don't know what you're doing.
Just the way it is, baby.
Now, that was inspired by toothpaste.
Yes.
All right, I've got $1,000 here for you. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword SAVE to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info, standard data, and message rate supply in this nationwide contest. That's SAVE to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself.
Grade or whatever?
Second grade.
All right. Second grade.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you were a small child, too.
Yeah.
So they probably, maybe you didn't even know how old you were.
I know how old I was in the year because I know
You
my
did?
age.
You
I
did?
know my age, yeah.
When you looked in the mirror, you're like, I can't possibly be 8. I look 4.
Like the kid in Almost Famous.
Yeah.
I'm small for my age. Well, I actually lied about your age. How old am I? 11. 11! 11!
11.
Oh, I love that scene so much.
A guy trying to prevent a pit bull attack did it with a crossbow. He was trying to save his neighbor who was being attacked by dogs, and he ended up killing the guy with the crossbow.
Wait.
Man.
I'll walk you
No,
through this.
okay, yeah.
This is a guy who considered himself a good Samaritan. Why he had a crossbow? Because he said he uses it for hunting. You hunters will have to tell me how common of a hunting weapon a crossbow is, but okay, one of those handheld deals, not like a compound bow.
Yeah, a crossbow.
And not like a
That's
medieval type thing. But
that's pretty common. There's
The-
a lot of
a
bow
handheld-
hunters. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of bow hunters will use a crossbow to hunt deer
Okay.
and sometimes apples.
William Tell.
Yeah.
A good
tell
Samaritan with a crossbow was trying to protect his neighbor from a pit bull attack, but he shot and killed the neighbor with the crossbow.
Okay, so the guy with the crossbow
Accidentally killed, yeah.
The guy
neighbor
he was trying to save.
using the crossbow.
He finished what the pit bulls were trying to finish.
Okay, I saw this story on Twitter, and I replied with the Dark Knight quote, either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
See yourself become the villain. They're not going to charge the guy. Talking about
Are they
skating
going to
away
charge
from
the
that.
dog?
They're not going to charge the dog with
I mean, it
anything.
could have been...
Probably going to put the dog down.
Yeah, it could have been any dog, though. Didn't have to be a
Wasn't
pit
the
bull.
breed.
It could have been...
I'm just reading it as written here.
Could have been a chihuahua.
A guy heard a child crying, and so after he heard that, the neighbor entered the apartment, was at the bottom of the stairs, and the two dogs were attacking their owner. These weren't street dogs. They're attacking the owner at the top of the stairs. The guy fires the crossbow up the stairs, and the bolt hits one of the dogs in the neck, but then went through a door and got the neighbor.
Jeez.
The neighbor had barricaded himself in a room. So imagine the things that have to accidentally fall in
Okay,
line for that.
so-
It's like a movie
he was
where
kind of safe.
it's
he barricaded
a
himself.
movie where Jason gets you from behind the door.
Yeah.
That's exactly how this happened. The bolt goes through the door and through the guy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And, well, through the dog's neck, then through the door and through the guy.
Why
Yeah.
does this guy have a crossbow so readily available?
He's a hunter.
But it was just there.
Well, he's the neighbor, so I guess he went inside. He heard this guy screaming.
Went
Went
grabbed
inside.
it, okay.
Yep, the guy's screaming, please shoot the dogs. The kid's fine. He said that he knew there was a kid there. He says the two dogs, which had a, quote, history of aggression, shocker,
Nope.
were shot at the scene after they tried to attack officers. So, undeterred by a crossbow arrow in the neck, the dog, boy, imagine that.
Yikes.
Number one on the Alan Cox Show mission statement, Bill, is what?
Do it in
Do
public.
not help anyone.
Never help anyone, and certainly,
yeah.
I'll make an addendum here, and certainly not with a crossbow. Scratch, 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 right.
your neck?
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You okay over there?
Just
Hello,
crack your neck.
crack. You don't crack your neck? Oh, I can't do it now. I just did. Give me a half hour.
Give you a half hour to
Dude,
crack
my
your neck
bones
again?
crack, man.
Okay.
Elbows, knees.
I understand.
All of it.
Are you going to be okay?
I'm fine.
All right.
I didn't know Bill could hear it.
Well, we are all in front of microphones, so we can pick up a lot,
Right.
these things.
Hey, look, she's getting better.
At what? What?
You didn't hear that?
That was my voice.
It was her.
And it was fake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, okay.
That's
Don't
not going to
do
bother
it. Please
her.
don't do it.
I just played it. It didn't
Don't
bother
play
you.
Bill.
He said he thought it was his, and you didn't, and you were fine. You're not going to freak out at your own. So anyway, so the pit bulls attacked the cops and blah blah blah. So they got him.
Well, that is a very tragic story.
But you're hiding behind a door. You think you're fine, and then you're not.
That's insane.
They said the
Someone's
neighbor
trying to
is
help you, yeah.
the neighbor is distraught.
Come on, dude. So much. I hate you.
I know.
You're
There's
not
got to
my-
be other people that have that same reaction that are listening to the show.
They
and
can't take their headphones off.
Yeah, they can't. They're just like, damn it, Alan.
Driving along in the car. Stop! I
Oh,
shook it off that
come
time.
on.
I decided that before I watched the
Come
video.
on.
I'm gonna eat soup. That's the easiest thing that'll come up that day. I'm gonna skip
Soup.
breakfast, have some soup about noon.
Yeah. Okay.
Eat a lot of it, so there's a lot of spray.
Ugh,
And then we'll have audio of you puking that we can play for you.
my mascara will be running. I'm not a cute puker. I don't know if anybody is, but it's really bad. My nose runs, my eyes water, and my makeup gets
Yeah,
everywhere.
you go runny and your mascara runs down your face.
Just dripping out my nose.
Well, that's I'm going to blow your mind here. Your mouth and your nose connected.
By what?
That's why so many
Connected
things
by
come
what?
out.
The spirit of the Holy Ghost.
Hey, been there.
by the same, whatever,
Canal?
Yeah, the esophagus. Sure. Your alimentary canal. I don't know, whatever it is.
Your nosary canal.
Nosary.
Your nosary canal.
Yeah.
Go home and say 3 nosaries.
You're
15
gonna
Our Fathers.
Put the beads through your nose
and
and
10
cough
Hail
them out your
Marys.
mouth.
Is that rosary still sitting in your
Yeah,
apartment?
that rosary is still... Oh, I never took a picture of it. Yeah, that rosary is still sitting on my windowsill because I'm not going to throw it away.
Why?
Because that's how ghosts get summoned, or like whatever.
Wouldn't the ghosts be summoned to the receptacle into which you threw the rosary?
No, they'd be mad. Not ghosts, demons.
Why would demons be attracted to a holy artifact?
That's why they're not in my apartment. I throw
Let me
away
ask
the
you this.
holy artifact, invite the demons in.
How do you know?
I don't have demons.
You didn't have a rosary there to start. You didn't get rid of anything.
How do you know that the rosary had ever been blessed?
Because
if it hasn't been based on my Catholic upbringing, that rosary has not been blessed. It is rendered, essentially, inert.
So how do they engrave it when it's blessed?
No,
Do
priest
they...
goes Dominus Ominous, and it's all taken care of.
Dominos, one miss.
Yeah, it's a
Listen.
transformer.
I'm not throwing the rosary out.
Is it plastic or is it metal or what is it? What's it made of?
I think it's metal and pearls.
Like that. Okay.
Sell it.
I'm not touching it. I'm leaving it there, and it's going to
In
stay
the
there until I
windowsill.
leave. Yeah.
Because it was there when you moved in,
Right.
and you don't want to touch it.
I've touched it to like move it when I clean and stuff, but I'm not going to throw it away
Why?
because I don't want to invite demons.
But it doesn't mean anything to you.
No.
Well,
but
then-
it's like a holy. I don't.
then it doesn't
I don't
mean
need
anything.
an exorcism on my hands, Alan. I throw the rosary away, and then the cat's possessed. Okay, things like this happen. I've seen scary movies.
Cats are already possessed.
False.
The demons.
I wouldn't mind if cats were possessed by good personalities. That would be
My
a start.
cat's. She's adorable.
That would be
You
a
just
start.
said she's a jerk and an idiot yesterday.
Yeah, she is an idiot, but she's cute. A lot of people feel that way about their pets or their companions. I apologize.
Alan, in Mary's defense, few people have "I'm a cute puker" on their resume. So you should add that, actually.
Right.
References
But you said she's
available
not.
on request.
Cute puker.
Cute puker. Yeah. No, you're not, but you're not going to... your resume, obviously, is not full of your foibles.
Right.
It's to put yourself in your best possible light. And you go, by the way, fun fact, little anecdotal evidence, I'm a cute puker.
Adorable.
And you might
with the
actually
vom.
be a cute puker. We'll find out if you lose the polar blast.
When my
I know
body
I'm not.
involuntarily refunds the contents of my stomach, I am adorable. That's what you tell people. You won't be able to look
It's making my
away.
stomach hurt just to think about
Won't
it.
be able to look away.
Are you going to do like your head tilt, like your selfie face?
No, my face is gonna be in a trash can.
Yeah, and be like, and then bleh.
I might not throw up, to be honest with you. I might be able to hold it in depending on how I'm feeling that day, but it's not gonna be great if it comes up. I'll tell you that much. God, I couldn't get it off in time.
342.
Or you're going to desensitize her. Got to do a cleanse so she
I'm
gets
not going to
extra sensitive.
Does she look desensitized?
No, I'm stressed out. I'm hot.
She's tearing her ears off
My
every...
head is
Now
hot.
you know how we feel every day when you want it to be warmer in here.
Stressed out and hot.
It's so hot in
At
here.
least hot.
It's not. I feel so
It's
comfortable.
What's the thermo-
73.2. It's
Oh,
hot.
it's
in here.
perfect. Keeping
73.
this all the. I have on a thermal, and it's 73. What a day, you know.
Yeah.
I've had a great day.
I hope
All
it
right.
gets worse.
I don't wish that upon you.
Thank
I
you.
want her to lose. I want you all to lose. I want to win.
Ministry tickets. I'll have those for you. They're going on tour with KMFDM Frontline Assembly. They're going to play the Agora in July. 35192 to text, and AlanCoxShow.com for all the other stuff.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go